guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Not gonna lie to you guys, basically just hopped out of bed, had a quick shower, put a pyjama top on, and then realised actually before I do my makeup I might as well turn the camera on and say hello. I'm actually off work today and have the whole week off work because I was going through my diary the other day and realised that I had loads of unclaimed holiday. So I've taken the week off to just kind of chill and be very zen and do lots of admin-y things and, you know, kind of make it feel a bit like I've got my shit together. Definitely haven't. So while that would normally mean I wouldn't go anywhere near any makeup and would stay in my pyjamas for 10 hours straight and maybe venture to the shop with some shoes on to get some snacks, today I actually want to be vaguely productive, and then tonight I'm going out. So that means putting some makeup on my face. I have quite a lot of new bits and bobs which I've never used before, so this will be a couple of like first impression-y bits as well, which is fun. So first things first, bless me with the power of sight, someone please. One day I would really love to get laser surgery. I'm literally awful without glasses and contact lenses on, can't see a bloody thing. Contact lenses are so weird, aren't they? I remember talking to my nan once, I think, and she told me that back in the day when she was younger and you could get contact lenses, they weren't like flexible or bendy. Like these are super kind of bendy and feel a bit like they're made of cling film. Ugh, are they supposed to burn? I think I need a new pair one of these days. Getting to that point where they feel a little bit like bleach on my eyeballs. First up is actually something brand new to my stash. This is Estee Lauder, the Estee Edit Late Night Eraser. This is apparently a brightening eye balm with pink peony. And as you can see, I've got some mega dark circles going on, so anything that's kind of brightening, that kind of gives the illusion that I'm more awake than I am, which isn't hard, I'm always very drawn to. So when I spotted this I was kind of intrigued by it, and also I'm pretty sure Kendall Jenner's the face of it, and anything that's going to make me look like Kendall Jenner I'm all about. And it's super, because the tip is metal, it's really cooling, which is so nice first thing in the morning. I'm not sure how brightening this is, but even the metal tip in itself, because it's so cold, feels really nice on my sleepy pig eyes. And then as a bit of a base type thing, I'm going to use this one from Bioderma. This is the Hydra Bio Gel Creme Light Moisturising Care. And I really like the packaging of this one. It's very satisfying. I don't know why. It has like a little pump at the top. What is this stuff? Apply onto the face and neck in the morning or evening. Excellent makeup base. Good choice, well done me. It isn't too rich. It does the job, and I have quite dry skin, so I do need some kind of moisturising thing on my face in the morning. But because this one is quite light, it doesn't feel as though my makeup is sitting on top of something. My skin's actually been alright recently. I have pretty good skin all the time. It's quite dry a lot, and especially in the winter it's a bloody nightmare. And then it does get quite hormonal. So tonight I'm not really going out. I'm actually just going to a pub quiz with my boyfriend and some of his family. His brother's just got engaged, so looking forward to seeing him and his fiancée. So I'm just going to go for something very plain and simple and village pubby, which I think is an official makeup look. I'm going to go for my ultimate fave foundation, which is looking very sorry for itself. I really need to pick up another one of these. Although the packaging is totally rubbed off, I'm pretty sure this is the L'Oreal True Match, I think that's what it's called. It's just my favourite everyday foundation. It's very natural, very flawless, very comfortable on my quite tight dry skin. I am quite useful on pub quizzes because I've always kind of gone to pub quizzes with pals who are very kind of news aware or geographically aware or, you know, scientifically aware. Obviously boyfriends are always very sports aware. Don't know why, that's always a thing though, isn't it? But I can provide a solid celebrity pop culture knowledge, and I'm also not too bad at literature. Anything kind of Shakespeare related, I'm your gal. Sometimes I just tend to retain a lot of useless information. So anything else that anybody thinks, ugh, why would anyone ever know that? That's such a useless fact. I'll probably get that point. I only ever tend to get questions about boy bands or celebrity divorces, something along those lines really. Have you noticed my new camera, by the way? I invested in a fancy new lens because I felt like I should probably up my game slightly these days. Can't rest on your laurels now, can you? No more iMac cameras around these parts anymore. I'm going to just use a few dabs of my Bourjois Radiance Reveal Concealer. Correct, illuminates, 24-hour hydration. This was a random find. I feel like this was from Gemma's blog, I think, my friend Gemma, and it's my favourite concealer now. I absolutely love it. So cheers, Gem, and would recommend it if anyone's looking to try out a new concealer. I feel like I've never really seen anyone else talk about it, to be honest, but I really love it. It'll be here because I always get a very red nose. Bit down here. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, new camera. I don't know why, I just felt like I fancied a bit of a change. I had the same setup on my YouTube for a long time, and I know it's exactly the same setup, but at least it's got a slightly kind of a bit more depth of field to it now, and it looks slightly more pro, I hope. I haven't changed my setup ever the whole time I've been doing YouTube, and I've been doing it a long time now. So I've got a very old school camera. My camera is the EOS 600D, I want to say, the one that everybody used to have but has now long moved on from, the old faithful, and I've just added a 50mm 1.8 lens. I'm one of those people that knows nothing, absolutely nothing about photography. It's something that I would love to know more about, but just don't know anything about. So I did a lot of research, tried to figure out what it was that I wanted. Just wanted it to look a bit different, really. So I've gone for that typical slightly Gaussian blurred background, and I quite like it, I think. But it's all to play for when you come to edit it, isn't it? Might all go horribly wrong. And I'm just going to add a little bit more under my eyes because they are a little bit sleepy today. This is that super weird Maybelline Instant Anti-Age The Eraser Eye, which has the big gross sponge on the top. I don't really like the sponge. The sponge freaks me out a bit. And you can never tell when there's actually any product going up there. But I do quite like the formula, even though it is quite yellow toned. And I'm all about the pink tones. As much as I would like not to be all pink toned, I very much am. Just thanks to my very red-faced dad, I think. So next on the agenda, things that I wanted to tell you about, is that I had a really amazing weekend. I got taken to Paris. It was my boyfriend and I's 1-year anniversary on Saturday, and we've said for ages that we wanted to go away somewhere for it because obviously it's like quite a nice special thing, but we hadn't really got round to booking anywhere. We both worked really hard, and also we're just a bit useless when it comes to organising anything. So we'd kind of thrown a few places around. I'm going to do eyebrows, by the way, while I talk to you about Paris. We'd thrown a few places around. I'd suggested Copenhagen, he quite fancied Edinburgh or Bath. I think there was talk of Amsterdam for a little while. I threw New York out there, but it didn't go down too well. So in the end, Adam was just like, fine, like, leave it to me, I'm just going to book this. You come to the airport with a suitcase, I'll tell you when and where to be, and I'll take you somewhere. And I was like, okay. So got told to meet him at the train station at St Pancras to go to Luton. The whole way there he was joking that he was actually just taking me to Luton for our 1-year anniversary. We got really far actually. We got to the airport, we got through the first kind of like check-in, got through security, and then got to the bar without me having a bloody clue where we were going. And then finally he revealed it to me when he went to the bar. He went to get a beer and a glass of wine for me, and then sent me one of those iPhone messages. I don't know if you've seen the update, where you can send a picture and blur it out. I think it's called like invisible ink or something. And he sent me one of them and I was like, what the hell is this? Didn't even think that it would be like the big reveal. Swiped my finger over it and it was a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and I was like, oh, we're going to Paris. We had a really amazing time. Saw pretty much everything that you would typically want to see in Paris. We went from the Friday night to the Sunday night and did everything. So kind of started with Sacré-Cœur and the Moulin Rouge, which was, Sacré-Cœur was absolutely unbelievable, so amazing. Then walked to, where do we go next? The Louvre, l'Arc de Triomphe. We also found a Christmas market, which was amazing. Obviously did the Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées, everywhere really. It was an absolute dream. Notre Dame, the Latin Quarter, And then the rest of the time we just kind of drank really, really nice wine and ate a lot of cheese and bread. And I mean a lot of cheese and bread. I just couldn't believe it really. It sounds really like lame and like a bit of a sob story, but I've never had that before. I've never had anyone that wants to do things like that for me before. I've never been in a relationship where that has been a thing that happens, getting taken to Paris for the weekend. And it was amazing. I just felt like a very lucky girl. And then we got home and I didn't even have post-holiday blues because I've got this whole week off from work, which is just so great. I'm not sure how they're looking. A bit mental is probably the 3 words I'd use to describe them. Oh, by the way, this was the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil, which is my absolute fave. And then I set them with Benefit Ready Steady Brow, which is just a pretty standard brow gel really, but it smells amazing, which I know is quite a strange comment to make about a brow gel. I mean, it's not a massive priority, is it? But it does also keep my brows in place very nicely. They're actually looking really wild at the moment. I need to get them done. I just can't afford basically can't afford to do much. And now I look like the Sasquatch, which is good. That is the general vibe that I go for. Are they alright? I feel like my foundation's come off a bit too. Oh, it's all going horribly wrong. This is what happens. I crumble on camera. That will do. Okay, next I'm going to put some eyeshadow on. And this is another newbie actually. This is a new eyeshadow primer. Maybe not the most exciting makeup product ever, but it's quite exciting for me because I'm very much a creature of habit. I've used the same eyeshadow primer day in, day out for a good 5 years now, and it's always been the Urban Decay Primer Potion. But I picked this up the other day. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which I've heard good things about. I seem to remember a long time ago a lot of bloggers really enjoying this one. I remember my friend Mary really loved this. So speaking of Mary, I finally got to hang out with her again for the first time in, like, I know people say it's been years, but it has literally been years since I last saw Mary. She has a YouTube channel, so I'll link her below. We went to the Cosmopolitan Influencer Awards, which was a really fun night. I had such a good time. I'm obviously not an influencer of any note. I just work quite closely with Cosmopolitan. We share a desk with them at work. Anything to do with YouTubers or anything, everybody's always like, ah, you like YouTube, would you like to come? And I'm always like, yes please. So I went along for that. I wasn't an influencer, I just went to have a nice time really. And that I did. I had a lovely time. In terms of eyeshadow, this is another newbie. Ooh. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in USP01 Smoky and Highlight. Ooh. And I've used a couple of shades from it so far. I've used these kind of like cranberry colours. When I went for a night out with Kate recently, the night we filmed our Drunken Advice video, I went for kind of like a very red cranberry smoky eye, which I actually really liked. I thought it was very cool. And that was with some of these colours and I really liked them. But today, because I'm meeting boyfriend, family, going to a village pub, I'm not quite sure they're ready for a cranberry smoke. So instead, I'm going to go for this very plain and simple, pretty shimmery shade here. Just going to dab a load of that on a flat brush. See, this is where my makeup knowledge falls. I've done fine to this point, but eyeshadow I'm really not very good at. You can hide a multitude of sins with a colour like this, can't you? Champagne-y shimmer, can't go wrong really. Just very pretty and simple. I might add a little bit of something into the crease to make it a bit more exciting. What was I talking about? Oh, Mary! The Cosmo Awards. So yeah, went along to the Cosmo Awards and was obviously really looking forward to it because I love anything with YouTubers in real life because it baffles and amazes me. But I was a little bit nervous because I literally didn't know anybody going, apart from the Cosmo girls, but they were all kind of doing work stuff and being important. So I wouldn't have really had anyone to hang out with. But then I realised that Mary was going because she was nominated. And we had a great time. It was so nice to see her and catch up properly and put the world to rights basically. I also met a couple of other really nice girls who I've watched for a long time. I met Connie, aka Noodlerella. I went and said hello to her and she was with Lucy Moon, who I've watched for ages and who I really like really admire. Like I love the content that she puts out. So it was really nice to meet both of those gals. Pixie Woo were there, but I was kind of in awe of them. They were one of the first YouTubers I ever watched, I think. So kind of seeing them in the flesh was a bit surreal really. But Mary bawled in there and had a selfie, and I just kind of took the selfie and stood awkwardly and was just like, oh my god, you're real. But they looked unbelievably amazing. They're so gorgeous. Just absolute goals really, aren't they? Absolute goals. Well, that's really boring eyeshadow. I thought there'd be a bit more colour to it. I might add... oh, I don't know. I'm just going to grab another palette to add a bit more colour into that, because that is rubbish, isn't it? What a rubbish get ready with me. So I just grabbed this, which is the top of my palette drawer. This is the NYX Beauty School Dropout palette, which has pretty much every colour under the sun that you could possibly wish for. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that to jazz this up slightly. What else happened at the Cosmo Awards? Oh, I met a whole other bunch of really nice girls too. So a lot of girls that I've watched for a long time were actually nominated for awards, which is always so nice to see, isn't it? When you've watched someone for ages and they're finally getting some recognition, that's always really kind of like uplifting and satisfying to see people that you like doing well. So who was there? Brogan, who actually won Influencer's Choice or something, I can't remember what it's called, Viewer's Choice maybe, for her weekly vlogs, which was great. She was super nice, so funny. And she was with Bianca, who is one of my absolute faves at the moment. If you don't watch her, I'm going to link her below, because she is hilarious. And you know when you just watch someone and think, I'd be your mate. I'd be your mate every day of the week. She's one of those. So if you don't watch her, I'd really recommend her. And she was also with Sophie Bell, who is gorgeous and lovely and wonderful, and a human Disney character, just so gorgeous and lovely. And Amy, who is such a babe. I think we're going to go out for a coffee at some point, because we really get on really well. So yeah, it was a great night actually. It was at Kensington Palace, very fancy, and it was so great to meet a lot of lovely, wonderful, inspiring girls and see lots of them go home with swanky awards. So that was great. I think me and Amy are going to film a video together actually, which would be really fun. I really want to start kind of using YouTube as a way to meet more friends. I've spoken about it so many times. My video about loneliness on here did incredibly well and had such good engagement, and a lot of you really related to it and understood what I was trying to say, which is really nice. Eyeliner, sorry, I'm doing the worst get ready with me ever. This is, what else? Kat Von D tattoo liner, my absolute fave. Hold that thought while I draw some eyeliner on, because I can't talk an eyeliner. So yeah, following on from that loneliness thing, one of the things I really want to do to try and make myself feel less lonely is kind of utilise YouTube as a way to make friends and make it more of a social thing, because it just seems so silly to me. I have this huge kind of like pool of you guys who I obviously get on really well with. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that we're probably very similar people. And when there's girls who also kind of do this too and make the videos, it seems silly for us not to be getting together and kind of working together and turning it into a social opportunity as well. But if there's anyone you'd like to see me film with, that would be really interesting to hear. If you fancy hooking me up with anybody, you can kind of be like a YouTube matchmaker, that would be fun. Now, will I be able to get this even? That is the question. It's unlikely. I'm just gonna let you know in advance. Is that better? Who knows? The thing about this new lens that I bought is that because it's like a close-up lens, I think, to make the background kind of ooh pretty, you have to have the camera really far away, so I now can't see a flipping thing in the viewfinder. So this could all be horrendously out of focus, but it is just a bit of an experiment really to see how I get on with the new lens. Right, what's next? I'm gonna go for some mascara next. This is my current fave. This is a teeny tiny version of Benefit Roller Lash, but I'm gonna ask for the full-size version for Christmas because I've fallen in love with it. I'm trying to think what else I've got to tell you really. There's stuff I obviously want to tell you about, like work and stuff, but I guess I have to be a bit careful with work. I'm having one of those points where I'm just kind of questioning everything I'm doing and stuff at the moment really, but I feel like everybody has them. That's what your 20s are for, isn't it? So I'm trying not to worry about it too much. I'm mostly just looking forward to Christmas, to be honest. And I finish in the office, last day in the office is the 16th of December, and then we're working from home for a bit. So it's really not that long. Do you know what I'm like dreading? is not having a rail card anymore. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to go home. I guess I'll have to just be one of these really organised people that books cheap tickets in advance, but that's just really not me. I just hate it. It's one of the things that really gets me, is paying like £50 to go to Liverpool. I just think it's absolutely nuts. About 75% of the time, 75% of my journeys from London to Liverpool, I've been sat on the floor. I've fully done a Jeremy Corbyn and been sat on the floor. Cool, that's mascara done. I'm looking a bit more human now. This is going very well. Let's do a bit of powder, shall we? This is another product that is really skanky and disgusting and has lost all of its labelling. But this is the classic Rimmel transparent powder. A bit up here, because this is where it's starting to crease slightly in my old age, which is a bit depressing. Does anybody know anything about anti-aging? This is something that I probably need to start thinking about and have never really considered before. I don't really use none of my products are anti-aging, I don't think. But now that I'm 25, coming up to 26, I guess now is the time. Maybe like if anybody knows any good anti-aging products, you could put them in the comments or something. It's just annoying, isn't it? Because they might be rubbish, but you're not going to know for the next like 20 years, I guess. Cool, powder done. Next, we're nearly finished actually. This has gone remarkably well. This is a new bronzer. This is a contour blush apparently. It looks like a contour to me. I'm guessing this is the blush part. I just think they're both really pretty shades. This looks quite light, so I thought this might be a good shout for me. I do always feel like a bit of a fraud when I do makeup videos because I just think there's girls out there that do it so much better than me, so why am I bothering? But I quite like watching like, I hate the phrase like normal girls because that's so silly and redundant, but I quite like watching just like normal makeup rather than like glazed donut highlighter, on fleek eyeshadow, nose contour. Like I don't do any of that. I just want to watch someone like teach me how to do normal makeup. I'm gonna grab this one. This is my double-ended Kat Von D brush, which looks fairly clean, so we'll go for this. This bit especially is too much. There we go, that's better. Get another blend. If all else fails, blend more. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? I don't know. And last but not least, let's whack a load of highlighter on, shall we? This is a really old one that I forgot I even had, but I found it when I was going through my drawers yesterday. This is NARS Albatross, which I think I'm right in saying was like a blogger fave absolutely ages ago. You can tell when I like spent most of my money on makeup, can't you? About 2009, 2010. It's all those products that everyone loved back then that I just have to use because I can't afford new stuff now. It's alright. I mean, I'm not going to write home about it, but it's alright. And last but not least, let's have a bit of lippy. I'm going to do a lip scrub first from Lush, Santa Baby, because I didn't take a lip balm to Paris, which is a major issue, absolute first world problems, and my lips are wrecked, absolutely wrecked. I could have just bought one, but you know, more important things to do like eat blue cheese. So I'm going to go in with one of my absolute fave lip products. This is Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick in the shade Chihuahua. Although it does actually say Melted Chihuahua, which is the stuff of nightmares. What do you reckon? I mean, it's better than we started, isn't it? Let's be honest. I feel like I'm going to move out of the studio lights and this contour is going to be so offensively bold that I'm going to hate myself. But that's fine. If you'd like to see more of my big moon face, then please do hit the big red subscribe button down below. Don't forget you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lucy Jane Wood. And I think that's all I have to tell you. I hope you're all really well. I hope you're having a lovely week. I'm sure I'll see you in a couple of days. Have a good one. Bye!